Good morning, dear students. This is your geography teacher, Ms. I Chakraborty, is welcoming you all in your geography class. Now, students, today we are going to start a new chapter. But before starting that chapter, I want to share few pictures with you all. So please look at these pictures, and then I will ask few questions from these pictures. Okay? Now, students, if you look at this picture, you can see that this is a picture of a mountain, right, which is covered with snow. This is the another picture of a mountain. This is a picture of a plateau or plateau. You can see that the flat or the top of the plateau is mainly flat and the side is steep, right? And this is the picture of a land which is covered with grasses. It's called plains or the plain land. So you can see that all these three pictures are not same. They are not uniform, right? So what are these? These are the landforms of the earth. So today we are going to start the second chapter, that is landforms of the earth. Now students, how are these landforms formed? These landforms are mainly formed by two main processes. What are the two processes? First one is endogenous or internal processes, and second one is exogenous or external processes. Now, what are endogenous or internal processes? The processes that are mainly operated or that are mainly taken place below the earth's surface, such as volcanic activities, such as plate tectonic, such as folding, faulting. These are called endogenous or internal forces or processes. Now next one is external or exogenous. Now what are these processes? The processes which are taken place above the earth's surface due to the agents such as running water, winds, glaciers are called external or exogenous processes. Now due to these two processes, our landforms such as mountain, plateaus, plains, desert, all these are mainly forming and they are mainly modifying. Modifying means they are changing. Okay? Now, so today we are going to start the first landform, that is mountain or mountains. Okay? This one. Now, what are mountains? Mountains are the landforms which are having the height more than 6,000 meters above the sea level, and they are mainly cone shaped. You can see that, conical shaped or cone shaped. Now the top of the mountain is called the peak. For example, Mount Everest is the peak of the Great Himalayas. Okay, so next one is the mountain ranges or the range of mountains. What are these ranges? When you can see that mountains are formed and located like a chain. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the several mountains are there within a land are known as mountain ranges. For example, the Himalayas, it is consisting of three ranges: Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. Okay, now next we will learn about the types of mountains. So there are mainly three types of mountains. First one is fold mountains, next one is block mountains, and third one is volcanic mountains. Now what are fold mountains? Fold mountains are mainly the mountains which are formed by buckling or folding of the earth's crust. Now what is folding? Suppose if I press this book from both sides, you can see that I am pressing it, right? So a fold is mainly created like this. See? So same thing is happening with the earth crust. From both sides, as if you push something from both sides, it will create a fold. Same thing, our earth crust, on the earth crust, due to the forces, compressional forces, what is happening? Lots of folds are mainly forming. Then from those folds, when those folds are increasing their heights, they are forming the fold mountains. For example, Himalayas, for example Rockies, for example Andes. Okay, now fold mountains are two types. One is young fold mountains and another one is old fold mountains. What are old fold mountains? The mountains, the fold mountains actually, which are formed around 350 million years ago, are called old fold mountains. For example, Ural mountains, for example Appalachian mountains. Now these old fold mountains are not very much steep. Okay, next one is young fold mountains. What are young fold mountains? The mountains which are formed around 25 million years ago are called young fold mountains, such as the Himalayas, then the Rockies, these are the Andes, these are the young fold mountains. They are very steep sided mountains. Okay, next one we will learn about the block mountains. Now how are block mountains formed? The second type, block mountains. Already you have learned that fold mountains are mainly formed due to the compressional force. That means the force due to the, if we press something from both sides, it will squeeze like this, then fold mountains will be formed. Now how block mountains will be formed? If you pull something from both sides, then what will happen? A lot of cracks or faults will be appeared on the earth's crust. If you take a page and if you pull the page from both sides, you can see that in between the pages cracks will be there, right? Same thing, as the earth crust is moving, so what is happening? Due to the pulling force or the tensional force, a lot of cracks will be appeared on the earth crust. Then those cracks will increase their height. They will be increase their height. The cracks which will be increase their height, then those cracks will be called as mountains, because they will increase their height and they will form the mountain called block mountains. This is the picture. Two cracks, they are increasing their heights and they are formed as block mountains. Now between these two block mountains, the land which are mainly submerged or which are mainly subsided is called rift valleys. So due to the cracks, when the two after the when the earth over the earth crust, when cracks will be appeared, then what will be happen? Few parts will go up, will be forming as fold mountains, and the parts which will be going down or which will be submerged will form the rift valleys. For example, Narmada Rift Valley in India. This rift valley is mainly formed between two block mountains, that is Satpura and Vindhyas. Okay. Now next one we will learn about the volcanic mountains. Now how are volcanic mountains formed? Volcanic mountains are mainly formed by the lava. Now what are lavas? We know that during the time of volcanoes, the magma which are present inside the earth crust mainly coming out actually, that is called lava. When the magma is coming out is called lava. When the lava, now why this magma is coming out? Because of the excessive pressure inside the core of the earth. When the magma is coming out, it is and reaching the earth's surface called lava. When the lava is spread it over the land means not 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, around 1,000 hectares or acres of land, then they will, after the process of cooling and deposition, they will form the mountain. So the mountains which are formed by the deposition of lava are called volcanic mountains. Okay. Now the point or the pipe through which, if you notice this picture, you can see that this is a pipe, right? This is a volcanic mountain and this is a pipe. Through this pipe magma will be coming out. So this pipe is called vent, and this is the mouth of the volcano. Okay, this mouth is called the crater. Okay, so volcanic mountains are having these features like vents and craters. But remember one thing, magma and lava both are not same. When the molten materials is present within the earth's surface or below the earth's surface is called magma. When those materials are mainly coming out and reaching the earth's surface are called lavas. Okay, so we have done the types of mountains. For example, if I give you example of volcanic mountains, then you can see that Mount Kilimanjaro, this is the example of volcanic mountains. Then Mount Etna. Okay, Now next one is we will do about the importance of mountains. Why are mountains important? Now under this you can see that in your book total 6 points are mentioned. Out of these 6 points you can learn any 2 or 3 points. You don't need to learn more than 3 points. Any 3 points you need to learn. First one is we know that mountains, they mainly block the cold wind. If I give you an example regarding Himalayas mainly blocking the cold Siberian wind which is coming from Central Asia. If Himalaya will not be there, then the temperature of India will be very cold, okay, and we cannot survive. Okay, next one is we know that mountain supports dense vegetation. Dense means very like huge trees or huge forest covers will be there. So mountains are they support dense vegetation which are home to many animals. Next one we can say that mountains are ideal as tourist spots. We know that Kedarnath, Badrinath, all these are mountains, and every year tourists they are visiting. So mountains can be a important or ideal tourist spots. Next, we can get many minerals from mountain also. So these are the few important points of importance of mountains. Out of the 6 points you need to learn any 3 points. So today we have done till importance of mountains. I hope you have understood the lesson. If you have any queries, any doubts, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group, students. Next class we will start the plateaus, the definition, the characteristics and the importance of plateaus. Till then, goodbye students and have a great day. Thank you.